Dun, 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 dun. All right, we get this here. Okay, welcome everybody. Jim Padilla here. Time to dive into ditch the script and start making sales. I'm gonna be off video for you, even though I've got myself all dolled up. I was planning on being able to engage with you here, and I will. I'll pop in and out, but my video connection is not being super stable, so I want to keep it off so that you can have high quality connection here on the screen and not suffer because of poor internet. So here is the concept. Has this ever happened to you? You get off the phone, you didn't get the sale, but you knew it was there. Right? You followed the script perfectly and said exactly what you knew you were supposed to say, even though maybe you wanted to say something else. And you really, really needed that client to say yes. You're maybe not getting sales consistently, and you're tired of having conversations that feel forced or unnatural. Is that a common theme for you? That's something that happens once in a while. And I'm assuming that if you showed up here in response to this webinar, that's something that's appealing to you. You're following scripts that maybe aren't best suited for you. You're having some of these feelings, some of these thoughts. Want you to understand, you're not alone. Okay, my name's Jim Padilla, and along with my wife, Cyndi, we are the go-to solution for outsourced sales in the personal development industry, for launches and live events and high-ticket sales. We own this crazy-ass business called Gain the Edge, and this is some of our amazing team that makes it all happen. We have blessed to anchor over $100 million in sales events for many experts in the coaching industry, in the personal development arena, and many of them you likely follow and know of. Why does that matter to you? Why is any of this relevant? Well, first of all, we've seen it all. We've seen everything, right? We know what works, what doesn't. We know where people are hitting the mark and where they're missing, what's hot and what's not. Right? And most importantly, we've had tens of thousands of conversations using scripts of all sizes, shapes, and colors. And here's the key lesson that we've learned. There's no such thing as a script that works for everyone or one that works all the time. See, I was born to teenage parents. Right? My dad took off right when I was born, and my mom responded to a very challenging situation with fear and anger and rage. So I grew up a little bit in a challenged environment. I got beat often and severely with broom, with fists, plates over the head, even a Louisville Slugger one time. I was in foster care at 13, on the streets at 16, and in jail at 19. Imagine the skill set that you can gain while spending every waking moment thinking about how to influence the environment around me so that people would let down their defenses and not see me as a threat, not want to hurt me. And there's so much more on the line in this situation if the sale isn't made. Lives are on the line. Safety is at stake, not just did somebody become a client. Think about the kind of skill set that you gain when you spend all of that time figuring out how to bend the environment to serve you, to protect you. Right? Never fear, because fast forward 40 years and now I make a huge impact and a ton of money teaching people how to influence those around me. How to around you. Teaching people how to influence those around you to trust enough to let down their defenses and buy from you. And I didn't learn all this by learning how to tell people a predetermined message. I learned to tell them exactly what they needed to hear to feel confident, safe, strong, and certain that they could be around me and it would benefit them. So what are we going to talk about here over the next hour-ish? We're going to share the main reasons that scripts are not working. We're going to talk to you about how to stand out as an authority in your field, because it pays in leads, trust me, all day long, that show up ready to buy. We're going to talk about the key rules in place to make conversations easy and natural, so when people do show up, you know exactly how to get them across the finish line. And at the end, I'm going to save a little tasty treat for you and share with you the #1 strategy that we use to scale our business and create leverage. So I want you to set your intention right now to stick around and learn, right? There's no gimmicks and no tricks, right? I want to change your game, and I want you to be taken seriously so that you can change how you're positioned in your industry and show you exactly how you can sell naturally based on who you are, what you're here to do, and the people you serve, not based on a 10-step formula of what you need to say and when you need to say it. How does that sound? Fantastic. Let me get that out of the way. Right, and I'll stick around and answer questions for you at the end if you have them. I also want you to know that I have one of my coaches in here, Tammy, who is here to answer questions for you and help you out. So if you have any questions in the chat, feel free to engage. I'm going to stay focused right here and make sure that I can keep moving on to content so that I don't get distracted, and apologize for all this stuff that's popping up in the corner. So I'm going to move quick. I'm going to speak quick. And so no multitasking, dig in and focus. Don't have this on in the background while you're doing something else, right? I want you to stay ready and engaged, and type in to the chat, I'm in and I'm ready. And so we know that you're here and you're paying attention. All right. So I'm going to dig in. I'm a Bronx, Puerto Rican with high energy, and I'm going to move for you. All right. So here we go. Come on screen. There we go. Fantastic. So why scripts? What's wrong with scripts? Hey, the #1 thing that's wrong with scripts is that they tell you what to say. Well, that's kind of silly. Isn't that what scripts are supposed to do? No, right? Scripts shouldn't tell you what to say. Nobody should tell you what to say. You're the one person who knows how to speak for you. And you're the one person who should know what your ideal clients need if they're refined and fine-tuned and you have the crystal clear focus on who exactly you're supposed to serve. Okay? I created Sales Unscripted because I cannot be put in a box. And I know that I'm not alone. Right? It pains me to see and hear business owners who contort and distort their demeanor, their language, and everything that makes them unique, lovable, and valuable because they're trying to say something that somebody else told them to say. The script isn't the problem. I want to be clear about this, right? I don't have anything against scripts. It's who you become is the problem when you put yourself inside a script. Okay, you and I have a lot in common. Neither of us can likely ever go get a job, right? No way, no how, right? I'm hopelessly unemployable, and most entrepreneurs that I know fit the same mold. So raise your hand if you like being told what to do, when to do it, what to say, when to say it, and how. Of course not. Well, that's exactly why sales scripts are not working for you. You, the very essence of you, is getting lost and buried inside the script. Next, scripts tell you what to think. And that's like putting your brain on autopilot. The moment you put your brain on autopilot, you take yourself out of your A game. Nothing I know takes you out of your A game faster than disengaging your brain, disengaging your thoughts, and removing the instincts that come along with it. Right? You have to stay in that place. Don't ever don't do something that's going to take away your thought process. Right? Next thing wrong with scripts, they put your focus in the wrong area. They let you focus on the thing that doesn't matter as much. Right? The only thing you should be focusing on when you show up is the person you're speaking to. If you're focusing on the script itself, you're already halfway out of the boat. You're already removing yourself from the possibility of success. Right? You should be focused on the person you're speaking to, their needs, their problems, their desires, their concerns, the problems that they're showing up with, the clarity that you can help them with, right? And just focus on their overall way of being. Right? People leave clues all over the place how you can help them if you can only focus on them. We miss way too many opportunities because we're focused on the script and what we're supposed to say next and where we're supposed to go, instead of trusting your instincts and your knowing to be able to lead the conversation wherever it needs to go. Cool? Next thing that's wrong with scripts, they keep you in a box. Look, you're an entrepreneur. If you wanted to be told what to do and what to say, you would still have your 9-to-5 job and be punching a clock. And if you're in a 9-to-5 job and punching a clock and paying attention to this, it's because you don't want to be in that 9-to-5 any longer, punching that clock and being told what to do and be living in a box. You need to be free to be yourself. People buy you long before they ever buy what you're selling. They can't buy you if they can't find you, right? Don't let that happen. And here's a big one. This is a problem that I see all the time. The more you use it, the more you need it. Scripts create dependency. I have seen so many people who get around me on training calls or at events who are seriously frustrated trying to capture what I say. People move. We're at an event right now. I'm working at a live event, and I'm leading a team, and I'm coaching and teaching people. Here's what we need to say. Here's how we need to move through this. Here's the things that we need to be aware of. And people say, well, here's what somebody asked me. What would you have said? And I'll put something out. And they're like furiously writing down everything I say, trying to capture my words. And I'm constantly stopping them. You don't need to capture my words. You need to capture my mindset. You need to understand how you want to impact people and where you want to lead them, not what you need to say to them. The right words will come out of you because you're the one who's speaking the truth according to the life you live and the people that you serve. You're the one who's speaking to those people because you know who they are and what journey that they're on. Don't have some script try to tell you what those words are, right? When you start relying on a script, this is what happens a lot. Tell me if this happens to you. You start adding different pieces and parts to the script. You go, oh, well, when somebody says this, I need to make sure this happens, right? And you start doing this so much, you start creating a dependency on it. And next thing you know, you've got a book instead of a script because you're trying to account for every possible contingency, right? What happens when they say ABC? What happens when they respond to XYZ? And you cannot possibly think of all the contingencies. Instead, just focus on being present and know that you can respond with the right answer because you can lead these people because they showed up for you, right? And you're setting a nasty trap for yourself when you go down that path because then you're relying on the script to tell you what to say. And then when the scenario comes where they ask a question that you haven't pre-planned for, now you're stuck. And that is a bad habit and don't want to be dependent upon it. That's how the scenario occurs that I explained in the opening sequence, right? You get on the call and after you hang up, you're like, oh my gosh, why didn't I say that? Or you're too busy saying what the script told you to say, even though everything inside of you said, don't say this, I need to go here. But the script told me to go there. Right? Are you starting to see yourself in this scenario? The script didn't have an answer and you relied on it. But you know who did have the answer? You. But you failed to trust yourself because you were too busy relying on the script. So what's the number one rule around here? What's the number one reason why scripts fail and they're not of highest service to you? Because it's not about what you're saying, but who you're being while you're saying it. This is the number one problem with scripts. No script can tell you who to be. No script can tell you who to be. Only you can. Right? The key here is diving into and buying into a religion, a philosophy, right? Instead of figuring out the 10,000 scenarios or 10 million scenarios that could come up and trying to figure out and memorize an answer for each one, you need to figure out what's your approach. You want to learn what to think, or excuse me, how to think, not what to think. Right? And that's what we focus on here at Sales Unscripted. Right? You can't script out for every contingency, or even for most of them. Right? If I'm lost in the wilderness, I'd love a map that says, go exactly a half mile to the big oak tree, turn left until you hit the ravine, and turn right for 1 mile until and you'll find the highway. Well, that's great, unless there was a storm and the tree and the area got flooded out, or there was another oak tree, or there was a lightning strike, or something happened, and now all of a sudden that map doesn't do you any good because it didn't build in for the contingencies. What you should be thinking and learning is knowing that moss grows on the north side, knowing where the sun rises and where the sun sets, right? What's the religion? What's the philosophy here? Right? What's going to happen when you get lost? What's your strategy then? That's what you need to be thinking about, not what to say and where to turn, right? No script covers contingencies, right? I coached high school basketball for over a decade. And one of the things that we used to teach our players all the time is strategy and how to think, not sets and plays and what to think and what to do, right? We didn't tell them what to do. We told them how to think. And our religion, right, was create an advantage and force their hand. So the players knew that every time they were in a situation, the goal was create an advantage. We wanted a mismatch and then force it and challenge them, force their hand, attack the bucket. And then it was up to them how they orchestrated it. We would just consistently work on strategy and what things could happen, and then they could figure out how to respond to it. And as you can imagine, in the beginning of the season, results were inconsistent. But by the end of the season, they were outthinking everybody that we played all the time, outworking them and taking it to them. Right? That's what happens in the script. The key is, if that's what you want, you have to be able to structure your environment so that that's the way it happens. And this is the key. Right? Being able to live in a sales unscripted environment is about structuring the environment so that people will show up for you in a way that matters. Because the truth of the matter is, I'm known as a sales expert in the industry, and I wear that banner proudly. I appreciate it. But I was not a born genius gifted at this in any stretch of imagination, right? The byproduct of a lot of hard work and preparation. And I was terrified of sales when I first started doing it, especially when I did it for a living. When I first started knocking on doors, cold calling, I was petrified. And I had to figure out a way to make sure that I could put myself in a situation to be the expert so that people would show up wanting to talk to me. So instead of me standing on the doorstep as the complete outsider with no leverage, I started figuring out how could I be the person who comes into a living room who could be the expert who was invited in. Now I could come from a position of advantage, of strength, right? So I started hiring door knockers for me when I had my alarm company. And the door knockers would knock on the door, they would deliver the script, they would create the scenario, and then I would show up. Once people had interest, bring me in, and I would deliver the results. Bring in the dog and pony show and do everything that was necessary to move people to that next step, because I was brought in as the expert, right? And so I've done a lot. I've gone through great lengths to create that scenario in my life so that it overcame this fear that I had of being the stranger trying to prove myself to somebody, because that's what I didn't want to do. So I've spent my entire career figuring out how to structure environments in such a way so that people would come to me pre-sold, already wanting what I got, and knowing that I'm the person that could help them, showing up, wanting to buy, right? So we've got a couple of keys that we're going to share with you to getting people showing up and ready to buy. Okay, number one, you got to gain positioning. You need to be known. Positioning is about being known for something, narrowing the focus, right? You can be a master at many things, but you can't master many things at once. You have to get specifically, narrowly focused and be on constant mission of refinement, right? Clarity breeds confidence. Confidence from you, because the more you're speaking to something very specific, you are the expert, right? And then the more you can speak to it, you feel stronger about it, and the confidence and clarity and certainty shows through, right? You might be thinking right now that this guy must be crazy because there's no way this concept works. I get it. But one thing you probably are not thinking is, This guy doesn't believe in what he's saying. I, I am certain of it. I am confident of it. And I know I communicate that part effectively, right? The other part is mission-based positioning, right? You can be crystal clear about the missions you serve and the things you do, and the impact you want to make in the world, and you can gain powerful positioning that way as well. Not just by the expertise that you carry, but by the mission you're trying to accomplish so that other people can enroll themselves in it, right? Overcoming and empowering entrepreneurs to partner and step into powerful collaborations is something that I do specifically. Hang on a second. I just pushed the wrong button. So just so you know, that's not my superpower. Is technology creating slides. There we go. Let's get this baby up and running. Pow. Cool. I get excited. My hands get rolling. That Bronx Puerto Rican in me, and I'm pushing buttons all over the place. All right. Next thing that creates the environment for people to show up ready to buy. The results that you get. You have to be good at getting results. Right? We just finished up a live event here. Our team, we do back of the room sales, right? That's one of the lanes that we swim in, and we work for industry experts and conferences and seminars. And we just worked an event where we took a client from a six-figure outcome to a triple six-figure outcome, right? Because of what we were able to bring to her process to be able to provide a phenomenal outcome for them. And those kind of results carry weight. It's like liquid gold. People will speak to you or speak about you when they know that you can get results, right? Your client's experience can be the greatest tool in your toolbox when it comes to creating a buzz around what you do and how you do it, right? Learn how to get powerful results. And again, this also is a byproduct of being narrowly focused in a niche. The more narrowly focused that you are, the better results you're going to get because you become a master in that area. And you don't spend your time trying to solve a bunch of problems out on the peripheral and on the perimeter. You spend your time solving the problem that you know your ideal client needs. Cool? All right, next. Here's the biggest one of all, very important, right? I can't say it, they're all important, but this is the lifeblood of my business, right? And how we help people roll. Building relationships on purpose. Recognize here and notice that I said on purpose. And I use these words very carefully. Build relationships. Okay? That means you have to create them, not just allow them to happen. Right? We all have great relationships. Do you have them by chance or by design? Right? Not saying structure everything you do. Remember, the brand is sales unscripted. However, I have calendar time allotted every week. This is a snapshot of my calendar, right? So you now know what I do Friday mornings from 10 a.m. until noon every time, every week, right? I'm reaching out to clients intentionally. It is on my calendar and it is on purpose. And I have very specific things that I'm reaching out to them about, right? And I'm asking my questions all the time. Who needs cards? Who have I interviewed? Who do I need to thank? Right? Who needs a gift? Who needs encouragement? Right? Is there a blog post or an article or an event that I can share? Not of mine, of theirs. Who can I make an introduction for or to? Who have I spoken to this week who absolutely needs something? Who can I send a resource to that would just provide a value, right? What articles can I share with somebody because it reminds me of them and something they're going through? I have invested countless hours and resources in ensuring relationships stay strong, right? And there's so many ways and tools and resources at your disposal in order to make that happen. Powerful and massive ROI, right? Social media, right? I want to plug Gary Vaynerchuk's Thank You Economy right now because this is something that he preaches and teaches and he's powerful master at. And it's something I've been doing the bulk of my career, trying to create those relationships, the bending the environment to serve me. Remember, that's the opening, right? That's what I've been doing. I did it as a survival mode, and now I do it as a way to thrive in business because I've seen the power of what it can do, creating relationships with other people, creating relationships where you're giving without expectation of anything in return, right? I have a zero expectation perspective in my actions when I'm engaging in relationships. I serve first, serve in the marketplace. I serve my clients. I serve partners. I serve potential clients. I serve the communities in the marketplace that I'm involved in because I understand the value of giving for impact and giving for service and a purpose, right? And I base it on a refinement process that we led you through, right? If you were a part of our Leads Made Easy challenge. All right, next. This is a very, very important part of the process. Once you have people engaged, once you set up powerful partnerships where people are singing your praises because of the results that you give, when people understand who you are and what you do because of the kind of positioning that you have, right? And then you're building those powerful relationships. Now people are starting to send business your way. They're sending people to you because of what they believe you can do for them. And it'd be tremendously irresponsible of you if they're sending people your way that you don't have the skill set fine-tuned to be able to convert them and bring them across the finish line. If I send a referral to you, it's because I understand that you can actually solve their problem. It doesn't serve me any good to send somebody your way if you don't have the skill set to move them across the finish line so that they can buy from you and do what's necessary for you to help them solve their problem, which is why I sent them to you in the first place. Okay? Here's the key. I share a couple of quick concepts that will help you powerfully convert those people who do show up and do it with ease and grace. All right. Number one, start telling people the truth. We are hardwired for the truth. And start with yourself. Start telling yourself what you are absolutely capable of. Right? What do you believe? And what can you do for your people? Right? And this is, be careful because the self-talk is the one thing that kills us. Right? We're our own worst enemy. Start talking about the things that matter. Start talking about the things that move you and move the needle. Start talking about the greatness that you carry and the potential that you are bringing. If you're not a multi-million-dollar business owner, but you're on the way to being one and you sold out, you see it for yourself, don't tell people you are. Tell people you're on the way. Tell people you are in massive acceleration mode towards that seven-figure summit, if that's something that matters to you. If you're an industry expert, if you're best in the world at what you do, tell people you are and why. And what component of it that makes you that great, right? If you're not a rock star at sales, then stop believing the lie that you are. Fake it till you make it. It's nonsense because your subconscious knows that you're full of crap. So start doing things that actually build the confidence and the value that you can have success in. So then you actually know you're doing the right thing and you're earning the belief and the faith that you have in yourself, right? Can you convert in the right circumstances? Right? That's a problem. I talk to people all the time. Everybody can convert in the right circumstances, which is awesome because in this concept, in the sales and scripted environment, it's not about you being a sales professional. It's about you being strategically wise enough, action-taking enough, authentic enough, and having the know-how to create the environment so that the right circumstances happen every single day. That's all I've been talking about the whole time. Creating those circumstances, right? Then you can tell people the truth unapologetically. Most people don't tell the truth in a sales conversation because you're so busy trying to be liked. You're so busy trying to keep this person who actually showed up to talk to you, and you don't want to scare them away. When you're coming from a position of expertise, power, truth, and positioning, right now you can share from them. You can share from authority. And they'll listen to you because they know you know what the heck you're talking about. Right? Leverage, power, key. Truth is in the balance. It's one of the biggest skill sets and strategies in being able to convert people. Next, converting those people who show up. Get clear as to what is at stake. I feel sorry for that mountain lion, right? That bear, that mama bear knows what's at stake. It's coming to fight. You want your clients to feel as protected as that baby bear, knowing that you understand what's at stake. You understand the mission that they're on. You understand why this is hurting them if they don't solve their problem. And you're willing to take that powerful stand and come charging hard to wash away their demons and roll up and protect them and be on the journey with them, right? How clear are you what you're fighting for? How clear are your clients about what they're fighting for? Or are they so mired up in the muck that they can't get there? Do you understand that your people are at stake? Do you know that people are praying for you right now and you're the answer for somebody's prayer? But the fact that you can't stand powerfully in front of them and communicate that message effectively is costing them the very success that they desire? Are you ready to fight for that success and inspire them to do the same? Yeah? Okay, you're in the big leagues now. This is how it works. Part of why you must specialize and learn clearly the stages of readiness, need, and desire that your clients are in, right? Which is a masterful process that we lead people through, helping you get refinement like never before and understanding exactly where your client is on their journey that you're most ideally suited to serve. Very different approach to being able to solve problems, and we'll get there. Well, that is something we're going to invite you to, right? I promise there's more you need to know about those you serve. And it's not just doing an avatar exercise. It's a journey of mastery in that area. Okay. Next key here is having a simple, great plan. A simple, great plan makes all the difference. Okay. Here's an example. Right? I have three keys, the 3-key simple plan that I put people through when I'm on a conversation. Number one, you have to understand that they have a problem. Your clients must know they have a problem, right? And you might think that's pretty obvious, but it's not. Just because people show up to talk to you doesn't mean they're crystal clear about the problem that they're trying to solve. They must understand why it's a problem, right? They must clearly understand the consequence of not solving the problem, and they must understand that you are this ideal solution. So the 3 keys, a part of my simple plan, is that you must know you have a problem, you must be clear of the consequence of not solving it, and understand that I'm the solution to solving that problem for you, right? You have a problem. About trying to master scripts, trying to put a conversation in place that somebody else created for you instead of one that's naturally designed for you and the people you serve. You got to get clear on the consequence of not solving it, right? If you can't solve that, you can't bring your mission to the world. You can't solve all the people that you were intended to solve. You're just going to continue to force your way into client relationships that may or may not suit you or them to the highest good. You want to fine tune the process to make sure that the right people show up all the time, and they show up eager and willing and wanting to buy. Okay? And understand the importance of having a mentor specifically focused in this area, right? This is part of my simple plan. We are nonstop. Cyndi and I are nonstop engaged in mentorship relationships. We are always looking to learn from our masters, right? And I have nuances that most people do not, simply because of the volume and the scale at which we work here. I know things about the sales conversations, the nuances, and the ways you need to show up that other people simply just don't, because they just don't do the volume. They haven't had all the experiences that we have and the variety, right? You want to be able to understand that same thing. When you're trying to solve a problem, why would you work with a specific mentor? Because of the area of expertise that they're in, right? Get clear to that. Don't just work with somebody who's a generalist, right? You don't want to be a generalist because you immediately dilute the power of your giftedness with the clients you can serve. You don't want that, all right? Next. Oh, that's the same one. So they must know, again, here's the other key. I want to make sure you understand that. Don't make assumptions, all right? They must know they have a problem. They must be clear of the consequence of not solving it. This is why I wanted to unpack this. This is what's going to make you a rock star in conversions and really understanding. Don't think that people know the consequence of not solving a problem. They might understand the problem, but they might be in denial. Denial for various reasons. They might be unaware, or they might just be terrified of actually facing the reality of the consequences that could come if they don't solve the problem. Right? If you're a health coach and you work with people who are overweight, like you might be 50 pounds or 100 pounds overweight, and when you go to the fridge at night and you get that late night snack, it's not because you don't understand it's bad for you. It be that you don't really understand the fact that you're killing yourself, or what's really at stake, right? And our job is to help them get crystal clear of what are the things that are at stake. Because once we reach a point of disgust, once we reach that point of I can't take this anymore, then we actually finally change. So we have to do whatever we can to help them see that there's a massive mistake in the making and that they cannot embrace it any longer. All right? So have a mentor that is specifically focused in the areas that you're looking for. Again, in the sales and scripted environment, you want to get people to show up ready to buy, looking to be able to convert and work and do business with you. I'm the guy you got to be thinking about, right? Simply because of the volume and scale at which we work, right? And I literally spend all of our days and time perfecting this process. Right? Working with an expert, it's key. A great coach makes all the difference, right? I don't need to repeat that any longer. We've already hit that point, right? So no matter who you are, find a way to expertise and narrow the focus of what it is that you do, right? So we've been moving pretty quick, right? Let's review what we've been talking about. The number one reason why scripts are not working. right? It's not about what you're saying, but who you're being while you're saying it. And no script can tell you who to be, right? We talked about how to stand out as an authority in your field. And remember, it pays in leads every day, all day, because then you get people who actually show up ready to buy, right? The other thing we talked about, I'm going to share with you, is how to scale your business. The key strategy we use to scale our business, right? Did you actually think I'm going to teach you how to scale a business in a 30-minute phone call? Or of course, that's going to be a little bit challenging, but I can give you the number one strategy to change the way you think about everything you're doing going forward, right? And then of course, we share the simple rules to help make conversion easy and natural. So when people show up, you can actually walk them across the finish line. Okay. Now let's see that opening scenario again and how different it can be, right? Are you positioned powerfully? Are you positioned powerfully? Now you get off the phone with a potential client and it feel good because you didn't have a script you were working from. You had a great conversation, a great dialogue, a powerful conversation with somebody who understands that you're the person who can help them. Somebody who understands how much you care about them because you've been able to talk acutely and speak directly into the problems, the pains, and the struggles that they're having because you understand where they are in the journey and how you are uniquely designed to serve them in that place. You're in a Facebook group and there's a post that asks for an expert who does exactly what you do. And right as you're looking at that post and right before your eyes, other people start posting your names, your name, because you're known, because you're positioned well, because you get great results, and because you have powerful relationships in the marketplace and are known for the expertise that you bring. You look at your calendar and there's appointments there that you don't even know how they got there. Somebody else put them there. That's how this works. Now you're winning, right? Now you're winning. When you're playing a business this way, you're a power partner and everything makes a difference, right? And that's what I want for you. I want to create you. I want to help you become a power player in business. And we're here to take a stand for you, right? I know you hate scripts. I can tell when I listen to sales calls, we listen to that volume. It makes me want to poke my eyes out and plug my ears. You sound fake. You know you do. Your prospect feels your fakeness and you come across robotic and uninterested, monotonous, right? You miss out on what you do best, which is connecting and serving your people powerfully, right? When you're so damn focused on the script, you miss so many opportunities to gain clarity and get depth and explore your client's pains and experiences. And I know you love that part, right? And you're wondering why you can't close or to the level and degree that you want, or that it just doesn't feel as good as it can even when you do close, right? And it's never the money or the time or any other lame canned response. That's not why people aren't buying. You lost the sale because you failed to take somebody where they needed to go. You failed to create a trust, deep listening, real relationship based on presence, focus, and being here in the moment, right? There's no way your prospect is going to trust you enough to solve their problem because you missed out on the real connection, not because you couldn't overcome the I can't afford it objection, right? They revealed some intimate insights and you walked right past them because you were trying to get to the next question or response. Oh, come on. You're better than that, right? You think they're going to trust you enough to give you their hard-earned money and credit card? No. Wake up. You lost the sale because you lost leadership in the call. You let your prospects down. And I know you want to be able to solve that, right? They got on the call praying that you were the answer. And instead, you sounded like everybody else that they spoke to who's reading from the same script across the industry. Get off the script, right? Pull up your big boy pants, your big girl panties, and have a real life, radical truth-telling conversation that makes a difference in the lives of these people. Yeah, do I get a little passionate about this? You bet I do, because it matters in a big way. All right? So I want to present to you how I can help you solve this problem. And yes, I will get you to the number one key scaling strategy that we implement in a minute. Right? I want to help you create and attract more clients easily and effortlessly. All right. I want you to get to that place. I want you to be able to be ready and make a difference and do it without that crazy extra effort that everybody is putting into and all the effort you've been putting into it. Right? No more trying to force a script that was designed by somebody else for somebody else to work for you. No more speaking to prospects that don't really fit, but you want to sell to them because hell, they showed up. Right? Having people show up wanting to buy, having the right conversations with the right person at the right time is a game changer, is a masterful way to do the business. Right? And then you want to be able to be masterful at truth-telling conversations that close the deals when they do show up. What is your conversion rate? Are you converting 20, 30%? That's whatever it is, it is. There's no judgment. But wouldn't you rather be able to convert 50, 60, 80% of the people who show up simply because you did the work to make sure the right people are showing up and you had people who are essentially pre-selling you so that people show up literally ready and wanting to buy. And it's not just having referrals, it's having fine-tuned, razor-sharp, laser-focused partnerships that matter, right? Based on the relationship, based on your positioning, based on the results that you get, right? You will confidently offer services to partners and prospects, and it'll be so easy. Half the time, partners and prospects will be asking you how to do this, right? You'll serve more people, make a lot more money in your business, and feel fantastic doing it, right? So what do you get with Sales Unscripted? It's simple. I'm not going to go into all the details. Right? You can talk to my team about it because that's how this is going to work. If you haven't figured out by now, we're a relationship-based business and all the magic happens here. Okay, we want you to talk to them because we want to make sure that we can help you. We want to make sure you are that ideal person that I can help, that we can make a difference for. Right? You're going to get 6 modules, right, that will take you to accessing your genius with intention and building a sales system around it. Being able to speak to the right people at the right time about the right things. And then how to get them across the finish line powerfully and professionally, right? Enrolling them with ease, creating your power partnerships, and running your sales entity like its own business instead of just winging it and hoping you get sales. You get my sales brain on your business, right? And help you become a trusted advisor and a go-to resource in your industry using the same simple plan that we put into place every day around here, right? Transform your inner game with that increased confidence so that you can have the great conversations that provide value and convert, right? And then top flight accountability with our Sales Unscripted Facebook community, right? So go ahead, there should be a link posted in here. Go to Sales Unscripted and get in, schedule an appointment to talk to my team, right? And we're going to be able to decide where do you fit in and can we help you? What is it you're trying to accomplish? What are the mistakes you're making right now? What do you see in this? What are you willing to do? What do you want out of this? What do you want to accomplish in the next 90 days, right? Who are you willing to be to make it happen? And what are you willing to cut out of your life to commit to the success that you're looking for, right? For some of you, you're going to want a faster acceleration. You're going to want to get the results and guarantee that they happen, right? So we want to help hold your feet to the fire and challenge you. Okay, don't jump into this unless you're serious about winning, right? And want to become a power player in your space because you will win if we bring you in. If we decide we can work with you, it's because we are confident that we will help you get there. And as long as you're doing the work and showing up, we will all in our power to help you earning the revenue and having the positioning and the power and the expertise that you so richly deserve, right? We can add you some coaching, give you one-on-one with one of our Sales Unscripted power coaches. Right? We will dive deep and help you fine-tune what needs to happen to help you build that network, fill your calendar, have powerful conversations with people that convert so you can start making money and stop stressing out about that and then start putting all of your focus on actually building your business, trying to get where you need to go so we can help you build that network so you can be positioned powerfully. Right? So simple. Go to the salesunscripted.com. The link is in the thread. Click there. Talk to my team. You can't buy this on your own. Right? Even at $2,000 should be a pretty simple no-brainer. Okay, $4,000, even simple still. Right? The $2,000 is if you're an action taker and you can jump in, get the group calls, you get the community, you get access to our teachings, and then you run with it. Right? For a simple $4,000 investment, You get that plus access to our coaches. You get that extra care and attention, the accountability that's necessary as we hold your feet to the fire and move you to the levels of success that you want to be in. Our team will talk to you about it. Team's going to fine tune. You want to show up in this call ready to prove yourself as a person who's an action taker, because this is a journey of action that you're going to be looking at. This is not some run-of-the-mill program. The whole objective here is to move you into action and start getting you making money in a short period of time. Right? We're going to condense this down. That's why it's a 90-day sales unscripted sprint. So we can walk you through powerfully and effortlessly. Right? You're going to roll up your sleeves, do the work with us. We're going to help you get there. Right? If you're just looking for another thing to do, this probably is not for you. And if you have if you have excuses and reasons why you couldn't commit to building the success that's necessary for you, then this is the wrong program for you. If you're already in 5 other programs, you definitely want to think about where your priorities need to be. But get on the phone, talk to my team, see what we can do for you, and see if you're the right person that we can bring into the program and deliver that success for. And the promise I will make to you here is we will not bring you on board if we can't help you get there. Right? So we're going to be straight with you. You just need to be straight with us if you're ready to do the work and if you're that person who is looking for that kind of success. Right? So go get there, make it happen. $19.97 to $39.97. Right? And here's the guarantee: there's no risk to you. Right? If after our 90 days together and you've done all the work and haven't earned back your investment, then we're going to jump in. Right? We're going to provide one-on-one coaching at that point. We're going to do whatever we can. We're going to provide some strategy and insights to help give you extra attention to make sure you do. And bottom line, at the end of 120 days, if you haven't earned this simple investment back, then we're going to do 2 things for you. We're going to refund you your money, and we're going to introduce you to places where you can get a job, because entrepreneurship at that point may not be the best path for you. Just speaking it like I see it. Okay? So here's the deal. I told you that I was going to share with you our number 1 strategy to being able to scale a business. The number 1 key to being able to make that major difference. Right? And this is what it's about. This is where the rubber meets the road for us. This is where I spend my time. Right? You likely spend your days knocking on doors, figuratively or literally, to find a client. And that's great. That's better than most people. Right? Most people sit around hoping that they'll show up. But while you're busy knocking on a door, I want you to picture this. Let's say you knock on 10 doors to find a client. And you get that client and woohoo, you're excited, it's pumped. Yes, good deal. You've got a client. And then now you got to go knock on more doors to get another client. It takes the same level of effort and energy to knock on those doors to find a client as it does to knock on those doors to find somebody who has access to many clients. So I literally do not knock on doors for clients. I spend all of my time prospecting for partners. A partner is somebody, when you knock on the door, it opens the door to other doors that have clients in them. And then it comes from relationships, results, and positioning that we can help you fine tune. Right? I want you to be able to operate from a leverage perspective so that every time you open a door to a new client, it's a new relationship possibility that can bring a continuous stream of people who will show up on your calendar pre-sold with you as an expert, ready and wanting to buy. Right? I want that for you. I want to encourage you from this point forward to take this perspective, because leverage is the way to win. Leverage is a key to scaling. Right? And we'll make that happen. Now, if this is what you're already doing, then you're what I call a power player. Like I said, the Sales Unscripted program is about creating power players. But if you are a power player, and when you become one, you need power partners. Right? And if that's your reality already, then I want to show you how you can be a part of our Power Partner Network. See, I'm somebody that takes action, I get shit done. I'm a client that you want. However, you'd rather have me as a partner. Because as a partner, I'm all in. Right? I'm here for your success. Right? And in our Power Partner Network, the objective here is to put into place creative, new, mission-based, collaborative experiences into the world that drive impact, more income, and change the world. If you are a collaborator, a giver, an action taker, mission central, results focused, and scaling your business, then you may want to pay attention, right? Because for next 12 months, 12-month program, right? It's not a program, it's a 12-month community, 12-month partnership. We want to give you access, right? We have a couple of retreats, one in our home, because where do you build great relationships? You build relationships in living rooms with human beings, right? So we figure, what better place to do that than our home? We're going to invite you into our home here in Northern California and have an incredible retreat. And the focus is going to be about helping you design and create and build partnerships and collaborative events, right? We're going to bring you into our Sales Unscripted Live. This is an event being developed with you in mind as a power member of our Power Partner Network, right? So 2 retreats, one in Northern California here at our home, another one at a phenomenal destination to be determined later by you, okay? And monthly Zoom collaboration calls where we will fine tune, brainstorm, strategize, give access to helping you create your ideal product, not with me, with the network. This is about partnership and collaboration. You also get Voxer access to me for anything that you need around brainstorming strategy, because that's my gig, that's my jam, that's what I do. I love to do it. I'm here for you. Okay. The outcomes are to brainstorm and create, design, and execute a mission-based 6-figure minimum event or strategy. It's about scale and about leverage built on the back of relationships, partnerships, and positioning. And we're here to help you make that happen. We want to focus on something that will change how things are being done in your industry. We want to position you as a difference maker. Right? This is not where everybody is right now, and that's okay. I'm just calling out those few who see that already right now. And if that's you, then I want to invite you to come into the Power Partner Network. Okay? $15K for a full pay or $18K on payments. The only other kicker is you got to have a $200K revenue. And the reason for that is we don't want you stressed out, worried about where your next dollar is going to come from. We want you all in so you can put all of your focus and attention and effort on building your impact, growing your impact, scaling your business, and strategizing, so that we can be able to help you get the impact and the income and everything that you're looking for out of your business. Okay? And the one other thing that we know is going to be vital to this process is being able to get the ideal positioning that you need to be able to have that brand awareness, that expertise in the marketplace. Right? So we're going to include our Leads Made Easy training, which is ideally suited to walk you through how to create your referral network, right? And a secret sauce to getting those ideal clients who show up wanting to buy, which then leads to everything else that we're talking about as you becoming a power player, right? We also know that you're going to be making money, and we want to make sure that you keep it. So we want to bonus in 2 tickets to Prosperity 101, which is one of our partners, Penelope Jane Smith, who is a genius at helping taking the money that we help you make and making it last and have impact and grow so you can have wealth creation. And then, of course, as a partner, you're going to have opportunity with a Power Partner pitch, to pitch our community live, to be in our Power Partner Pitch Vault if you're in the Sales Unscripted Special Edition. And if you're in the Power Partner Network, we're going to feature you as a partner at our Sales Unscripted Live event, right? Before hundreds of people. So as a key member of our network, and set you up so that you can have access and deliver value. So here it is. The only reason to be normal or to understand what normal people do is to avoid it like the plague. Normal sucks. You know what normal people do? They follow scripts step by step. They do everything that everybody else tells them to do because they're not sure what they should be doing, right? I want to put you in a place to change that her perspective for you, right? You can earn more money than you think. I want you to win, right? Even if you're great at sales, I know you can do better. I want you to do great. I want you better than me at this. And money should never stop you, for there is more money floating around in circulation than you realize. Go out and give people a chance to spend their money. Salespeople, you are a salesperson, right? Make people happy for 2 very important reasons. 1, people love to spend money. Go out and make people happy by showing them where they can spend their money. And salespeople are bearers of good news, for they tell the world about some powerful product some powerful service or opportunity that they might have never heard about. That's you. We want that to happen. The one who gets the money is the one who believes he can. You're not asking for money. You're selling a powerful new idea. You're offering people an exciting opportunity to be part of building and creating something amazing. And everybody wants to be creative, useful, and important, right? The need to be needed is one of the deepest hungers in the human heart. And everybody wants to spend their money. Give people a dynamic program and something they will love so that they will gladly give in order to attain it. You can accomplish the impossible if you surround yourself with the right people, right? If you have a good idea but lack the money, time, knowledge, or capital to be able to capitalize on your dream, or if you face a problem but you can't see how to get it resolved constructively or creatively, right? Successful business owners understand the solution to any situation. That is usually simple matter of bringing in the right person into the picture. And it's about who, not how. You don't need to worry about the how because we got that covered. You just need to focus on the who. And if you're still here right now, I'm going to assume, not so humbly, and suggest that it's me. I'm the who. Right? Be willing to search heaven and earth until you find the help. You must be smart enough to believe there's help, determined enough to find it, grateful enough to pay for it, and humble enough to accept it. Be prepared to pay for the help you need. Watch out for the negative money trap, right? You probably can't afford not to spend the money to hire the help to fix your problem, right? I told you about our client this weekend that we tripled her six-figure results for her live event. And the thing she told her team after the team meeting, which I felt very, very proud about, she told her team, let this be a lesson to us all to invest wisely in expertise, because I was nervous about bringing on Jim's team because I didn't want to spend the money. I wanted to just handle it ourselves internally. And it was a fraction of the investment, the fraction of what we invested, right? That 10x the return on the investment. Actually, it was more than that. It was about a 40x, but that's not a guarantee for everybody. The key to that story is that she understood the power of investing even when you were uncomfortable, because expertise leads to success. Right? I have witnessed business owners who felt they couldn't afford, just to watch them lose positioning in an ever aggressive, ever expanding marketplace. I don't want that to be you. Be prepared to pay top price for top help, because the best people are usually worth far more than they're getting, and it almost never costs, but always pays to hire the best. So why accept failure and defeat when you can hire an expert? Hire me. Bring us on. I love to work with you. I want to help you there. Click on the link, talk to my team, and let's see how we can help Sales Unscripted change the way you do your business. Or jump into the Power Partner Network and let's go change the world.